Welcome to Amy Learns to Cook. I'm Eric, and on today's show we're going to continue with our air fryer series. Homeleader was nice enough to provide us with an air fryer, and today we're cooking one of my most favorite foods. No, not Reese's peanut butter cups, but a ribeye sandwich. You would have no idea this thing only cost me $1. Well, there's a couple in there. We were having lots of fun this weekend, and I just picked up a couple of these Dollar Tree ribeyes, and we figured we'd give it a chance to cook in here and see how it turns out. So why don't you join me, and I'll show you how to make a dollar ribeye sandwich using an air fryer. So I just want to thank Homeleader for providing us with this air fryer. It's great. We've used it for a few different things and it's really nice. And we kind of thought we'd tie it in with making a sandwich tonight. This weekend, me and Amy went to the Dollar Tree to buy a bunch of stuff for her pantry reorganization project. And you can tell I was just amused by that, right? Dollar here, dollar there, dollar that. So I started looking around for more interesting things. And they had a big old sign saying, ribeye sandwiches, ribeye steaks, 3.5 ounces, $1. Well, you know ribeye steaks are like one of my favorite foods, right? Right up there with Reese's peanut butter cups. So I went ahead and tried to see if they had any left, and they had a few. So we brought some home. So for $1, I got a couple of 3.5 ounce steaks. So what's interesting is they're calling it a ribeye steak, which of course I'm thinking it's like real meat and stuff. But you can kind of see how thin it is. So it's best for sandwiches not to really just pork down, with a big old potato, right? What's scaring me is for 3.5 ounces, it's 30% water and chemicals. And they're saying it's mechanical tenderized. I don't know any ribeye steaks that ever need to be mechanically tenderized, let alone chemically or otherwise tenderized. So God only knows what this really is. But I thought it'd be worth a shot. A lot of people buy these and they love them. And some people eat them on a regular basis and just love them. So I thought it'd be really worth this. So what we're going to do here is we're going to test it out here in the air fryer. We're going to marinate it with a little bit of fajita type stuff like onions and bell pepper for just 5 minutes. I'm not going to hit this with any acids because it's already, going to get self-destroy if I hit it with anything harder than water pretty much. So we'll put that together in the next couple of minutes. And because it's an air fryer, it should cook up really quick. So the inspiration in this episode is dedicated to a good friend, Marty. She's been a long-time viewer. She's a really good friend. And she cooks these all the time in her air fryer. So we're going to go ahead and try it out in ours as well. So we're going to go ahead and add some good stuff for flavors, and we'll see how it turns out. All right, so I want to go ahead and marinate this bad boy just for a couple of minutes, give them a little bit of flavoring, right? So right here, I've got about a 1/4 cup of a Worcestershire sauce. I've got some chili sauce. It has a little bit of onion, spices, and stuff in there. But I'm not going to put too much in there. I just want to put a little bit, maybe glorified tablespoon. I don't want to get too much in there because the last thing I want to do is at a high temperature have the tomato stuff burn, right? That wouldn't be too good. So I'm just going to stir that in there real quick. Let's get some, oops, sorry about that. Let's get some pepper in there. And let's get a little salt in here. Good enough. Get a little bit of a swirl. And I just want just enough to coat this stuff. So, yeah, I'll put that right there. Let's go ahead. I've got a little bit of bell pepper and onions. Let's get those guys in there first. So that's just 1 onion and 1 bell pepper. And it's a small onion too. And then let's go ahead. And the meat, I just went ahead and rinsed. And, oh no, it's changing colors on me. Hopefully it doesn't do anything crazy on me. anytime soon. And I'm just going to go ahead and dump the liquid in there. Did a quick wash of my hands here. Just going to open this up a little bit and I don't know, get a bunch of air out. That's pretty good. And we're just going to do a shake. It's going to pretty much soak up most of that liquid. So I'm going to go and put this in the fridge for about 5 minutes and we'll be back. All right, the food's been marinating for 5 minutes or so. It's time to get this on the road, right? So let's go ahead and plug it in. Hold this button for 3 seconds. And I'm going to crank it up to like 370, right? And I'm going to set it for 5 minutes, even though we're not going to use a full 5 minutes. All right, so let's go ahead and get some food in here, right? So pull that out, turn it sideways, push the button and just raise the whole thing up. And then we're just going to go ahead and dump all that goodness in there. We're going to cook the veggies for maybe a couple of minutes first because they're going to need a little bit of time to soften up. And then the meat is like pretty fast. So let's go ahead. Get that in there. Turn this thing sideways. All right, so we're gonna hit the button again here. All right, so it's doing some magic here. So like I said, this should only take maybe a couple of minutes for the veggies to soften up, and then we'll do the meat for maybe a minute or two, and then it'll be sandwich time. All right, we're been checking these things out. They're getting a little soft, so we're getting closer. That's a good thing. I'm gonna put a little more salt on them, just because veggies like salt, right? And I'll get more pepper on here. All right, good enough. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some meat now. Meat. So, this is 3.5 ounces of something. They call it ribeye. I really don't know what it is, but we'll see how it tastes, right? It's all matters. And rumor has it, because these things are pretty thin, you can probably cook one of these guys frozen to well done in roughly 2 minutes-ish. But because I got all this stuff in there, that's going to impact it. Plus, I didn't read the directions. I thawed it out in the refrigerator, thinking that would help my cooking time. But apparently with dollar store stuff, you apparently want to read the directions. So if they say keep frozen, keep it frozen, or else you don't know what's going to happen, right? So I got 2 of them puppies in there. We're going to check them in a couple of minutes. I might even flip them, and then we'll go from there, right? All right, so that's been cooking for about a minute. I don't expect this thing to be a miracle worker. So you can kind of see it's kind of brownish looking. Looks, I don't know, kind of unappetizing a little bit. But we are going to cook this to well done because I really don't trust this stuff. And besides, most sandwich ribeyes you're going to cook, or they're already pre-cooked or whatever for you, right? If it was real meat, thick, I'd do medium rare in the middle. This stuff, I don't know, God only knows where it came from. So, looks like it's partially cooked. We did a zapper a minute ago. It was in like the 120s. Yeah, it's 125 degrees. It's kind of getting there. So, go ahead, plop it up there. And we'll check in another minute or two. All right, let's go ahead and try. Oh, it's turning brown. All right, let's see what these things show. All right, so, I don't know. We're not exactly the food safe yet. For beef, I usually am not worried about that. But, once again, I don't know where the heck this came from. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go ahead and get my cheese going, and we'll see how that goes. If it can melt cheese, I'll be happy. So we will see if 30 seconds or so is enough for this, right? Let's pull it out here. Oh, making progress. All right, so this thing is cooked, it's melted, it looks good. The whole house smells like bell peppers, onions, and meat. So I think I'm ready to build this puppy. So let's go ahead and pull this baby out, see? Ooh, ah, ee. And now we gotta figure out how to get this contraption out. How about we push this button up, get this out here. We'll just let that drip for a second. Just drippings from the meat and maybe a little bit of the marinade, who knows. And let's go ahead and get this. Can we get this on one scoop? Aha! All right. What do you think of that, boo-boo?
Dang piggy.
A dang piggy is right. So I think that's a masterpiece in the working there. So far, this was my first official use of this, if you can't tell, and it was reasonably easy, so I'm giving it a thumbs up so far. Our other methods of cooking thin meat like this would be using our panini grill looking thing, and that's got its little pros and cons. But this guy was actually pretty convenient and literally only took minutes. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to take a bite. So today we went to the Dollar Tree and got some dollar ribeye sandwiches. We added a little bit of vegetables, onion, and bell pepper, melted some provolone cheese on the top, and it just looks wonderful. I'm getting ready to sink my teeth into that, right? But first of all, I want to thank Homeleader for providing the air fryer. We've been having lots of fun cooking different things in it, and it's got my vote of approval. So without further ado, if you want to learn more about this air fryer, the links will be in the description. Now let's take a bite. It's tender, it's juicy, and it's full of cheese. I just want to clarify that while the sandwich was great, there's too many good things in it to block the actual flavor of the meat itself. So it was juicy and tender, but I really can't vouch for the actual flavor of the meat. And for that reason, we're going to do another video where we're going to put some real ribeye steak head to head with this stuff and see who comes out on top. I'll put the link to that video at the description of this video. If you like this episode, please subscribe below, leave a comment and a like, click the little notification bell so that way you're notified when we have uploads. Visit our website at amylearnstocook.com, and we're also on Facebook, Twitter, and Pinterest at Amy Learns to Cook. If I didn't care.